Let's roll.
So is this like one of them videos where we reveal all how tough this events game is and why BLOX Studio 5 split and all that jazz, yeah?
Oh, okay, so, never happened.
I know that's so cliche, but it has got a huge impact on the dance floor.
So how did BLOX begin? I always wanted to throw raves, so I was throwing some networking events at the time, and I was like, always had a DJ at the end of the networking event, and I was like, I wanted to throw a rave. So yeah, did one in our bar Courtyard, and then it sort of just went from there, hooked up with the lads at Studio 5, and the next, 7-8 months, a roller coaster began, and here we are a couple of years later.
So yeah, myself and Ollie Tilley, we basically joined partnerships after we left our previous event brand.
We decided that we wanted to carry on doing events because we loved it and
sort of completing the mission that we set out to make in the beginning, which was creating a scene for our city. And yeah, Collective came about. Obviously, the meaning for the name Collective is a gathering with purpose, which is sort of where collective comes from. Take out the vowels because too long of a name. So CLCTVE, as loads of people call it, but it's definitely Collective. Whew. So one of my favourite moments that was going to Ibiza with the BLOX guys. We did a BLOX takeover at Ibiza Rocks and was the best day of my life, hands down. It was in partnership with Love Juice. It was a Saturday in September, and I remember when we knew about it months in advance, and it felt like the whole summer just took forever getting to that date. But the day in itself was just amazing, being able to stand behind sort of in a booth that I dreamt of since being at school, seeing clips of DJ EZ. And throwing down my own set was incredible.
We're doing a New Year's Eve set, me back-to-back Morgs. At the time, Luke Dean's Get Hard was a very popular track. We dropped it sort of out of nowhere. I just remember every single phone light was on in the venue, and I remember there's a moment on the camera where I look at Morgs and I just go look around. I mean, I'm like, look around, and it's just the sea of people. I think that was the first realization moment of like, wow, like we're doing something, amazing with the events.
when Reese and Morgs closed, we were all dancing in the booth, arms around each other, dancing around. It was just one of those really special moments. And I think even the lights were on in the venue, and we carried on playing 20 minutes past the curfew of when it should have closed, basically. But it was, yeah, proper memories.
So my secret weapon track ID, most people probably think it's Licky Licky. I used to play it every set, and it went viral multiple times on loads of different platforms. But my actual track it's a track by Troy the Boy called Rhythm Revolution, I think. And yeah, I played it in a couple sets and absolutely just, it goes off. It's mad, proper sick structure, I love it.
Gangsta Boogie by Coulter. That track, I've started playing it a few times in my sets, especially when like you plan a set and you think, right, I've got 60 minutes, 90 minutes. I sort of get a playlist of songs together, and I get to like 40 minutes in and go, I've miscalculated how many songs there is here. That track always seems to fit in every set so well. It also brings the energy, the reaction. I remember the first time I played it out to one of our crowds was in May of this year. I played it and it really threw me off guard how much of a reaction it got. In my mind, I thought it was going to be a well-known song. It was going to sort of carry the energy, but I didn't expect it to be such a big moment for the audience.
I'd have to say, because I know I'm the only one that's got it that I know, vinyl-only release from Ben Sterling's Planet X label, and it's called Toxic. It's like an edit of the Britney Spears song Toxic, and yeah, that one's a heavy hitter. I like that one.
The biggest challenge we faced so far, wow, okay.
It's tough. I think people really don't understand the difficulties that come with putting on the events.
The biggest challenge so far for me has been knowing which acts to get at which time. I think that definitely is a risk and can be a challenge. When we're planning events perhaps 6 months in advance, it's difficult to know who's going to be upcoming, who's going to be big, who's going to help sell tickets, and who's going to have their tracks released at the time we're going to do the events. And a lot of the time, maybe myself, I want to go a lot bigger than what we are able to do and can justify for the event. Like I want to bring the biggest names in the world to Leicester, and I really want to put us on the map. And I know in sometimes creating lineups within a budget and within the relevancy of the current scene is a really big challenge.
Rising costs, the market constantly expanding, trying to keep a business, especially events, like cash flow is just so important. Cash flow is so important in so many businesses, but it's tough. I think people really don't understand the difficulties that come with putting on the events. And, there's been some events where people will think, oh yeah, you're the promoters, you're making all the money. And I can assure you it really is not. Like, there have been times where we've been thousands and thousands of pounds in the red, but we keep on going because we know where we want the brands to end up. We have a vision, and that's what we do. Like, no matter how many times we get knocked down, we pick ourselves back up and we just keep on going. And if you keep on going, then eventually you can win.
Oh, my current opinion on the state of the scene. I'm going to say an obvious one, phones. I know that's so cliche, but I do feel it has got a huge impact on the dance floor. It's
annoying because as a promoter, we love the extra content, but also it's undeniable, but that the atmosphere is 100 times better when there is no phones in the rave.
Just look at Michael Beebe's shows that he's been doing over the summer at DC10. You can see the difference to when phones are allowed and when they're not. Huge difference, it's tenfold.
So the UK scene, I think, is currently too saturated. I think there's a lot of brands now that do it for maybe the clout or think they're going to make a lot of money and don't actually put the love back into the brand. And I think as a direct result of that, it can affect the people that are really trying to make an effort. I think a lot of people think a big name and a venue is enough to sell out an event and make it a good event. And actually, over time, that can really be reflected in the events you're putting on. And the lack of character gets passed on to the customer. And for people like ourselves and lots of other brands in the UK, that all want to do something special and all want to create a really amazing, unique experience for customers, I think that can get put down by the lack of love by other brands. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I think you need a license to run events.
What's the story behind the BLOX Studio 5 split?
So we're going deep. We're going to talk about the split.
Okay, so.
Okay, well, I mean, like,
what we achieved together was incredible. In the year that we were working with each other was amazing.
Starting off for 200 capacity events in May to by the end of the year, New Year's Eve, doing 1,800 tickets was just insane. I don't think anybody, I know I haven't seen a brand just grow that quickly. Like, the momentum we had in the city, it was crazy. Some great times and great memories. But after a while and, a load of successful shows, we just sort of realised that each person within each team sort of had different ideas of where the brand wanted to go. And what started off as a really, really sick collaborative sort of project, it just snowballed. You have one good event, you roll into another event and you roll into another event. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, actually, we've all gone both differently to different paths. So
it came to a point where the lads wanted something different to myself, Morgs and Reese, in regards to how they wanted their events to be. So it was just a case of just parting ways. They wanted to go a different direction to us.
BLOX Studio 5, obviously. So from my perspective, myself and Ollie were part of Studio 5 previously. In my opinion, there was a lot of people involved and a lot of lads who felt very passionate about creating a scene and what they were doing. And a lot of the time, there became conflicting opinions on things, which made coming to a decision really difficult. Myself, I'm quite a strong personality, and I know that sometimes I like to get my own way, and things didn't necessarily work out when I was trying to do that, and I hold my hands up for that. So I think for us, it almost became the opinion of there's too many cooks in the kitchen, where final decisions couldn't be made definitely. So for myself, I decided to step away from Studio 5, and so did Ollie a bit later on. And so we built Collective and got more of a vision as to what we wanted to do between us two and where we were going to take our brand.
I knew where I wanted to take BLOX. Morgan and Ollie had created Collective, and we felt that them two paths were sort of aligned. And
where they wanted to go with the brands and the events in themselves. And I think when we started Collective, it definitely aligned more with BLOX than it did with the Studio 5 guys.
But they're still doing events, we're still friends, we see them at afters together, we see them around town, so there's no bad blood at all there between us all.
The brands all split amicably. It was just a natural thing, things eventually do have to come to an end.
But inevitably, I mean, I look back at all three brands and I'm proud to have said that we've all been a part of creating Leicester's scene and creating what now is a city where you can attend a house rave pretty much every single weekend. And before that, that was never happened.
So our upcoming Halloween show, Saturday, 1st November, we've gone big, bigger than we've ever gone before.
First of all, my birthday, my 26th birthday this year. I always like a Halloween rave because it always falls on my birthday weekend. So I don't ever have to plan something. We've always got it planned. This event's going to be so special. Like Dennis Cruz in Leicester is mad. When I think about when I used to DJ at our bar courtyard and it was a bit of house music, I was ripping tunes from SoundCloud, playing it to students in a 200, 150 cap courtyard, and it was the only place that played house music, to now fast forward 3 years later and we've got Dennis Cruz coming to Leicester to the O2 Academy. It blows my mind. Like, it's absolutely nuts.
So Dennis Cruz, of course, I don't know if it's a Midlands debut, it's definitely a Leicester debut. That one's going to be huge. Yeah, so with Dennis, he's also an artist that I've really looked up to. Him, Pausa, BB, you know, the usual DJs. They've always been like the dream to get on a lineup or even to bring to the city. So it's just an incredible moment, absolutely incredible moment to have someone of that calibre in the city. It's amazing.
It's the biggest event we've ever done, biggest scale we've ever done, biggest venue, biggest capacity, biggest lineup we've ever done. We've got Dennis Cruz, Enzo is Burning, the Chiara Brothers, J-Wave, Lucas Grooves. We've got Room 2 with Rodeo, another sick local brand. And yeah, it's going to be an incredible lineup, man. 2 rooms. I can't wait to be on that stage and just seeing it all just come together. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, we've been planning this event since May, well, probably before May, actually. We had the whole event done and confirmed from May, and we had 4 months of keeping a very big secret, but it's, that's the thing. I think it's that moment when you see that dance floor packed out, and it's not even just us playing. I think, you know, I was seeing Ollie play, see Morgs play, you see Dennis step up to play his first track, see Enzo, see whatever the closing track's going to be, and it's that moment of, wow, like, we got here. And that's what all the hard work's for, the months and months of work is just for them moments there.
Hey, I'm Morgs.
I've been Ollie Tiller.
I'm EV Pro.
And you can catch me
For BLOX Collective's
Halloween special
Saturday, 1st November.